talked about this many times, but calcium, all calcium really is sort of the same, but it's not. In other words, like here's calcium from it's oyster shell calcium, so they make it from grinding up oyster shell. The problem with this is if you're going to give it to your dog is it has vitamin D in it. And vitamin D3 is not water soluble, it's fat soluble, so it'll store up in the body. And it's way too much for your dog or your cat. You know, it's at levels, you know, for a human. So you want to look for something that's just calcium, no D3. And you might have to look around because more than likely you're going to find some kind of calcium. Here, let's find another one. More than likely, see, here's another brand. It's calcium, but it's got plus vitamin D3. You don't want this for your dog or your cat. Don't get that. Most of them are going to have C plus D3. Most of them are like that. It's not just calcium. It's calcium plus D3. And if we look over here, here's another brand. It's the same thing. It's calcium, magnesium, and zinc. Magnesium and zinc really aren't going to be that much of a problem, but that once again you have made with D3. You just want calcium. You can buy bone meal. Bone meal works. Bone meal is like a sort of cooked process though, and then they grind it up. So I don't recommend that. That's the calcium that they're using in dog food is, you know, it's bone meal. If you eat dog food, it feels like there's sand in there. That's bone meal, and that's one of the reasons that when you give a dog dog food that they have diarrhea. You know, it's that it's cooked bone in there. In pet food, it's always cooked bone, and the other thing is that there's just way too much fiber in pet food. So if you're going to make dog food, if you're going to use like ground beef, ground chicken, anything like that, you have to add calcium. You can add bone meal. Bone meal's fine. But I sort of prefer using just plain old calcium, and what I'll do is I'll put water in the jar of just plain old calcium, and I'll hydrate the pills and make it into a paste, and then I can like smear it on steak. That's for my Raven and my cat. So just you can use calcium. You just have to look for calcium that does not have D3 in it. D3 is bad. Don't do it. You can really fuck your dog up. It's way too much for your dog.